All right, well, Jamie Pennebaker, thanks for being here with us today.
It's good to be here.
A lot of your work has revolved around the way that the words people use tell us about them as a person. How do you see that in the presidential race right now?
Well, presidential candidates are people too, and so they use words. And what's interesting is to listen to the types of words. The research that my group has been looking at has been focusing on a group of words called function words, pronouns, articles, prepositions, the kind of words that nobody cares about. And by analyzing them, we get a sense of who people are. And what we can do is go into these debates and actually look at interviews. We can look at any natural conversation. And you can get a sense of how people connect with others, kind of their emotional state, how they approach problems. And we've done this with debates going back to the Kennedy-Nixon debates, actually, and focusing on what we can learn about people. So this year's debates are interesting in that we are able to get a sense of how similar or different, say, Obama and Romney are. And what's interesting is they speak fairly similarly. They're not that different in terms of their psychological makeup.
So is there, even though they're not that different, do you think that people watching the debates can still sort of think about their language and suss out things that are interesting about them and useful?
Well, I should point out the human ear can't pick these differences in language up very well, but you can see it in them. So for example, one feature of language is how formal a person is. A person who uses big words, uses lots of articles, a, an, and the, who tend not to use verbs, who tend not to make references to other people and use pronouns. They're a more formal person. They sit more formally. They're more rigid in the way they are. Look at both Romney and Obama. They're pretty similar in the degree that they are formal, and they are in their language as well.
So would you contrast them with other presidents that we've seen recently in that kind of style?
Well,
or is there something presidential about that?
Well, no, actually, I love looking at, say, comparing Obama and, for that matter, Romney, and compare them with Bush or Clinton or Ronald Reagan. And every one of them is somewhat different. One thing that Clinton and George Bush are surprisingly similar about is they're both quite social. They connect with people. They use pronouns like there's no tomorrow. They tell stories. They make references to other people. Their worlds are social and also emotional. They tend to use a high rate of positive and negative emotion words. Both Romney and especially Obama don't use pronouns very much. They're both psychologically distant. In fact, Obama, and we knew this before he was elected, in his debates, in his interviews, is cool. He doesn't use pronouns. He doesn't use emotion words. He's really distant. And Romney is surprisingly similar. Contrast those with Bush and Clinton. They're just completely different. Even Reagan was his own style. Reagan, and you pick this up in the debates, you know, Reagan is kind of viewed as this social, emotional leader, but he didn't really care about people. He was a storyteller, and he was a great storyteller, and you can pick up storytelling in the way people use words as well.
It's interesting, and perhaps, underlines some of the reasons why we're seeing both of the candidates reaching out and referencing in some ways the candidates from the past that are not of their style and type.
That's right. They're trying to say, hey, listen, I'm really a warm, touchy-feely person. And these guys are not warm, touchy-feely guys.
Well, it gives us things to watch for. Thanks a lot for being here, Jamie.
You bet.